Hello and welcome to Arsenal Analysed. I'm JC. I hope you're doing well. Today I bring you a preview for what could potentially be the biggest game of Arsenal's season. We're playing away to Tottenham Hotspur, a chance to secure a Champions League spot, fourth place. What a huge game. I'll be bringing you everything that you need to know before kickoff. So if you do go on to enjoy today's video, a like would be super appreciated. And if you're new around here, why not consider subscribing, as it massively helps me and the channel out. But let's waste no more time at all and dive straight into things, kicking off with recent form. And Arsenal have certainly turned things round over the last four games. This time last month, Arsenal's top four chances looked all but done. It didn't really make good reading. However, since then, Arsenal have recorded vital victories against the likes of Chelsea, Man United, West Ham, and more recently, Leeds United, one that we made a little bit more difficult than we needed to in that second half. But nonetheless, it is 12 points from our last four games, in pole position now to secure Champions League football next season. And over the last five games, Arsenal have managed to score a total of 11 goals, conceding 6, but still haven't kept a clean sheet. So a slight concern of mine, given who Spurs have up top. Now, when comparing this to Spurs' recent form, a mixed bag of results. Away at Liverpool, a draw. They went 1-0 up, a very difficult place to go and play football, and they managed to nick a point. A lot of Arsenal fans thought that Liverpool would do us a favour, but not the case. And Liverpool's season in the Premier League, at least, could now potentially be over. Prior to that, a comfortable win over Leicester, a comfortable win against Aston Villa, but they did lose to Brighton, which was a bit of a turning point for Arsenal in terms of moving back into that top four spot. Anywho, over the last five games, Spurs have scored 8 goals, conceded 3, and kept 2 clean sheets. A team that love to play counter-attacking football, and one of which done very, very well against Liverpool. The big question is, though, will recent form come into this game? Me, not so much. It's a huge occasion. All of that goes out the window, but let's wait and see. With regards to the history between these two clubs, bitter rivals, of course, and down the years, they have played against each other across all competitions a total of 204 times, with Arsenal trumping Spurs in this department, always in our shadow with 84 wins compared to their 66. 54 have ended in a draw, but more recently, the last 2 times Arsenal have faced Tottenham, we have come out victors, both of which at home. More recently, that fantastic win earlier this season where Arsenal played some of their best football in recent years in that first half, winning 3-1 and also winning 2-1 at the back end of last season as well. However, when playing away from home, Arsenal's record isn't as good. I don't think we've won a game at Spurs' new stadium, which is not great, but a recent interview by Bukayo Saka, he's mentioned that one thing that he hasn't yet done is win away at Spurs. And he's not the only one in the squad with this particular record, and they're really, really, really keen to change that in this upcoming fixture. What a chance it is for Arsenal to do more good things away from home. We won 2 league titles at White Hart Lane, not quite on that significant scale. However, bragging rights, but well, let's wait and see. With regards to team news, feels like I say this every single time recently with regards to these previews, but Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey still out up until the end of the season. Some slight good news potentially with Thomas Partey, with the physio team saying that he could potentially be available for the Everton game. He's slightly ahead of schedule. But for me personally, if fourth place is wrapped up by that point, let's not risk him. Just let him get him rest until next season so that we're ready to go then. Ben White, who missed out against both West Ham and in our last game, said to be ready. 75% chance of being available for this fixture. I think he was rested for Leeds because of the importance of this game, which makes a lot of sense. Spurs, on the other hand, with regards to the Premier League injury list, they have 4 players that will not feature regardless. As I said, in the words of the Premier League injury list, Tanganga, Doherty, Reguilon and Oliver Skipp all will not be available. And we'll have to wait and see if there are any other surprises in there for Arsenal. With regards to danger men, Arsenal's are probably a little bit obvious. Off the back of our last game, Arsenal playing high and wide, looking to exploit teams where our strengths lie. And that certainly does sit with Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. I was very, very close to including Smith Rowe, but I do think he will probably start on the bench now, given how Martinelli played in his last game. Bukayo Saka, still Arsenal's leading goal scorer with 11 Premier League goals this season and 6 assists in 35 appearances. Martinelli, 10 goals and assists in 26 appearances this season. So some good numbers there, but he was absolutely electric against Leeds. And he did come off slightly early, as well as Bukayo Saka. Did Arteta have this game in the back of his mind, bringing them both off slightly early? And I don't think, unfortunately, we need to really think too hard about who Spurs' danger men are. Son, 20 Premier League goals this season with no penalties in 32 appearances and 7 assists. And Harry Kane, he knows how to find the back of the net. 13 goals, 8 assists in 34 appearances. Don't get me wrong, Spurs have 1 or 2 other okay-ish players, but these are the 2 that I would be most worried about heading into this particular fixture on Thursday. With regards to my starting predicted 11, Nketiah will start up front as he is in some fine form. And as already mentioned, I fully expect Martinelli and Saka to play out wide. No changes in midfield either. The only real change you could potentially make there is Sambi Lokonga. But with the way Xhaka and Elneny have been playing of late, it would make no sense to make changes there. Gabriel and White at centre-back and Ramsdale in goal. Where things become very, very interesting is we saw Tomiyasu play as a left-back against Leeds and Cedric play as a right-back. Now, me personally, I think Tomiyasu is the best fit fullback at the moment at Arsenal, and you have to put him up against Son, who is one of the most in-form players in the Premier League, and then start Tavares out on the left. There are a number of dilemmas as to whether or not you start one of those 3 players at left or right back, and that falls between Tomiyasu, Cedric, and Tavares. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. How would you line up at fullback? And then the only other headache that Arteta might have is that Martinelli has played a couple of games consecutively now. Smith Rowe, a Hale End graduate, loves a game in a London derby, especially Spurs. He was very, very good earlier this season. So do you play him ahead of Martinelli? Personally, Martinelli starts for me, but this is the starting lineup that I would go with. With regards to my score predictions, I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1. I think we're going to sneak it. That would be 3-2-1 victories in a row. But let me know your score predictions down below. Do you think Arsenal will win, lose, or draw? What will the scoreline be? But that is going to about wrap things up for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have done, drop a like. And if you're new around here, do subscribe as it massively helps me out. But for now, I'm JC, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay safe and take care.